Welcome back to my channel. It is Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you don't know your moon and rising sign, of course, there's a link in the description box. You can find that out. And then for additional information for the week, you can always look at your moon and rising sign readings in addition to your sun sign reading today. So this is for Aquarius for the week of September 12th to the 19th. I'll be using the Medicine Card Tarot for your main spread today, and then as always drawing additional message cards from the Healing with the Angels Tarot and the Wisdom of the Oracle Tarot. So this is a general reading. Whatever is most prominent in your life, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to, and hopefully you find them helpful and healing. So what does Aquarius need to know? Oh, this is beautiful. Wow. All right, Aquarius. Let's get a little snapshot of what's going on with all these cards together, and then we'll look at them one by one. I'm seeing, first of all, that you really have a sense of balance, or that balance is really important to you this week. Of course, we're looking at issues of law and attraction, what you're bringing in to your life, and what you emit, what you're giving out energetically. And we're looking at issues of maybe taking some time to yourself, taking a step back from something or a group or another person in order to maybe reflect or create some element of introspection on an event or a theme in your life. Something needs to be looked at very closely here, or at least you're willing to look at something very closely, or something's really got your attention and you're going to pinpoint your energy towards something very important to you, and ultimately the result will bring you joy. So this is a lovely way to go about the week here. It looks like you actually have things in order, if that makes any sense to you, and it looks like you are willing to enjoy this type of introspection or scrutiny this week. And again, the process being sort of, the law of attraction. So, large scale energies that you share and that you want to feel and want to surround yourself with. So that's the general synopsis of what's going on here. One by one in your central position representing you is Mouse. This is where I'm looking at scrutiny. Something is going to really get your attention this week. And like I said, I don't see a whole lot of effort, or if you're a student or you're in school for any discipline, for example, I think you're going to be excited by this study. It's not going to feel laborious or anything like that. You're going to be very interested in getting into the nitty-gritty of something if it isn't an actual discipline and you're learning about something in the creative arts or something in another area of your life. All the same, the feeling will be this sense of, I really want this. I really want to learn everything about it. I really want to examine this. The only caveat here is that you could get so close to something and so overwhelmed or even transfixed by it that something else goes by the wayside, or you forget something else that's important, or you know, this scrutiny creates such an influence that, you know, something else is forgotten, and that would be kind of like the only caveat here. But ultimately, I see you just looking closely at something, whether it's new or feels new to you, new information in general. And this is about the learning phase. What can you glean from it? I think assimilation will come at a later time, or you'll just assimilate it immediately. But you're also willing to let go what isn't working for you as well. So you're able to take what's working for you here and leave the rest behind. Again, there's just no negativity here. There's nothing like you feel overwhelmed or you don't know what you're doing or anything like that. This is a very deliberate type of scrutiny. You're definitely looking at something that you can use in the future. In the influence to your current position is Bear, and here's where we're looking at introspection. Here's where this sense of you had to maybe take a step back, or go within, or really come to terms with how you're formulating the elements of attraction, what you're calling for in your life, and really be specific. A beautiful thing about introspection here is that you can't go anywhere for it. You have to do it for yourself. So it takes a lot of energy, and it takes a willingness to go here, and it's a beautiful thing to do, because the whole point of this is to elevate yourself. It's personal growth, very likely spiritual, or at the very least emotional growth. And it's just being interested in being a better person. The person who's willing and able to become introspective about any study, concern, life event, discipline, creative venture, even a hobby here, this means that it's meaningful to you. This isn't just something you do for money, or just something you do to provide or get pleasure. This is something that really has a lot of meaning to you. And you may have been tucked away for quite some time. You might have even been feeling, if not actually, you know, maybe alone with this, or feeling like you couldn't talk to anybody about this. So a great deal of introspection is leading you to this element of scrutiny this week. And maybe you're just trying to decide, like, in terms of law of attraction, what am I willing to give up? What am I willing to pay more attention to? Maybe you're trying to find your footing in something that you thought you really enjoyed, or thought you were gonna go all the way with, or you know, really had your attention for some time, but maybe now you're recognizing after some scrutiny or some deliberation that it's not what you thought it was, or it's not for you. But regardless, the outcome being the hummingbird, and this is joy, and I mean pure joy, okay? This is an element of freedom and beauty and bliss and love and actual joy. And I know that you know what joy is, and it's almost like it's such a short, simple word for such an enormous emotion. And recognize too that what you have, you're emitting, right? Because of this law of attraction. So as much as you're giving joy into the world, you're receiving it. And it really does go both ways. And perhaps this is what you've been studying and working toward, or this process is leading you to a sense of joy no matter what area of your life it fits in. But yeah, and joy is so underrated. I really wish that people paid more attention to it, because we can be delighted by, you know, find joy in the smallest and simplest things. It doesn't have to be this magnificent to do. It can be something really simple, like figuring something here out, or recognizing what you need and what you can do without, or which path to take here. So really a sense of just being in a sense of bliss, being in a state of naturalness. Something feels probably very natural to you here. Even if this is a small joy, even if this is something that you are experiencing on your own and you can't share it with someone else for whatever reason, whether that's, you know, real or perceived. But please recognize that this is really important for you to emit in the world and for you to receive. If someone around you is joyous and you feel for whatever reason you can't or shouldn't, or if there's any resistance to joy this week, really scrutinize that, please, because it is part of the law of attraction here. And it is ultimately high frequency energy, like joy and laughter and bliss and love and peace and forgiveness and playfulness and basically all the things that are important to children. You know, sharing all these things that get siphoned out of us way too early, and we come, you know, and then we're adults, and then we have to be serious, and it's kind of beaten out of us. This is so critical. This is so critical to keep alive, Aquarius. And I think this is what it might be teaching you too. If there's any element of over seriousness or over scrutiny, or maybe you're overthinking something, take a step back and remember the joys. Remember, maybe look at this theme, situation, event, or the world in general through the eyes of a child this week. And I really believe that you'll be able to even just feel almost immediately this sense of wonder, right? This sense of joy and reconnection here, especially if you're feeling out of sorts, or if you're away from something, or if you're feeling a little bit alone about something here. With the crow being the general energy for the whole week, here's where we're looking at law of attraction, what we're giving out, what we're bringing back. And of course, we're looking at polarities. A Libra could feature in your week, or someone with Libran qualities. Of course, we're looking at the planet Venus, so anything having to do with the creative arts, beauty, women, love, fashion, music. And when I say arts, I mean, I include all of it. Even the way that you creatively express yourself is unique to you. That's a unique creativity. And then, of course, we're looking at the reflection. What do you see when you look in the mirror? What do you see when you look in someone else's face? What is being reflected back to you? And in terms of attraction, you do want to see that reflection of what you want. You want to see the joy reflected to you, is what I'm trying to say. And it means looking at people through those eyes, and you'll be able to see right through people who aren't joyous, or don't have your best interests at heart, or aren't there for you, aren't loyal. And on the other hand, you'll be able to see exactly who's there for you, exactly who has your best interests. So a great deal of like reflective energy is going to be available to you this week. And again, it could wind up feeling very freeing. So your intuition is probably very on target this week as well, specifically with regard to having engaged in this type of introspection for goodness knows how long here. But as an influencer to the ongoing, like I said, it takes a lot of effort and energy, and just the willingness to go within, to be silent, to be still, to allow, to just let something be, you know? It's really underrated. It's really underrated how powerful that process can be. And it sounds, you know, it sounds counterintuitive, right? Like, oh, you're just sitting still, you're not doing anything, or, you know, you're taking a break, or you're taking a step back from something, you're not working very hard. Well, you know, that's the mean adult in us. That's that lie that we've been told, that, you know, we're not inherently valuable, only our production is valuable. And that's capitalist baloney. You know very deeply this is a million times more valuable than the rest of it, this sense of introspection, scrutiny, and joy, and ultimately the power of love, the law of attraction. So yeah, your feelers are out. You're really feeling something very significant to you. And if at all you feel isolated or lonely because of it, please find someone to talk to about it if that's the case. Or like I said, if for any reason you can't, try to find joy in this situation or in the process this week. Focus is one of your major themes here. So again, with introspection, scrutiny, and joy. Holy smokes. So the focus in the introspection and the scrutiny is going to be what amounts to the law of attraction. So just be aware what you're focusing on here is probably extremely powerful in terms of manifesting for you. So the greater the focus, the more precise your question or question for help, so to speak. Holy smokes, Aquarius, you are on the precipice of something big for yourself. So your final card is the Fates. Here we're looking at karma, the law of attraction and karma, my dear. Okay. And the beautiful thing is that joy awaits you at the end of it. This whole week, really, now that I'm seeing all these together, it really could just be about you saying, what am I hitching my star to? What's my karma? What's the debt I need to pay off? I'm going to do it. What's already paid? What's left for me? Am I free? Now I'm going to move in this direction if I'm free from my karma. But something feeling fated and sort of in addition with the law of attraction here. This is no small energy. So yeah, I do think you're doing incredibly important work here on a personal level. And as I always say, it amounts to such beauty in the world for all humanity. Thank you for taking the time to do this personal exploration and becoming a leader in that regard too. Hopefully you'll find other people to talk to about this. It just seems like there's maybe a personal advancement for you here that could feel a little bit lonely, right? If you're really advanced, if you're really smart, if you're really ahead of the times, there's a loneliness in that. But stay strong, Aquarius, because this is part of your makeup, okay? You can do this. You're tougher than you think, and you will find your tribe. Reach out. Try to find at least one other person to talk to, or try to make a connection with somebody if that's what you'd like to do. But the Fates being your final outcome here, yeah, no joke. You're really either finding where you belong or just comfortable where you belong in terms of what you plan to do for the rest of, I would say, at least the week here, but foreseeable future. I mean, if you're spending this much time in introspection and scrutinizing what needs to be done or what awaits you, or what you'd really like to see, or what is it that you really want? Maybe that's the ultimate expression here. It's and this is what you'll decide, is what do you really want? Because it's saying here that's what you'll really get. So you could be called to really pay attention to that and be really clear about that. So I really hope that made sense for you. If you have a second, make sure you let me know how this works out for you this week. And if you're not already, you can subscribe to my channel today, because I upload videos for your sign every single week. So until we meet next time, Aquarius, take good care. Bye for now.